Azov battalion that is said to be Nazi-affiliated organization operating as a militia in your country, said to be committing their own atrocities.
Azov was one of those many battalions. They are what they are.
Well, Fox News really put Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky on the spot by asking him what the American people should know about atrocities committed by the neo-Nazi Azov battalion in Ukraine. His response? They are what they are. The Ukrainian president then went on to try to justify his statement by saying that they're now part of the official Ukrainian armed forces. Let's take a listen to what he said.
Everything from all the components of those volunteer battalions later were incorporated into the military of Ukraine. Those Azov fighters are no longer self-established group. They are a component of the Ukrainian military.
Perhaps Zelensky was implying that they're now more accountable to Ukrainian law, but it doesn't really look good when a government consciously accepts neo-Nazis into its official armed forces. Now, if you went on the internet and tried to look for this part of the interview on any of Fox News' resources, you'd be out of luck, because it's been wiped from all of Fox News' internet platforms. And this is just one part of a wider campaign to whitewash Azov battalion in the Western media. We've seen attempts to play down their neo-Nazi sentiments, to play down reports of torture of Russian POWs by the Azov battalion in a number of Western media outlets. These include the Financial Times and even the BBC, which has shown reporting of troops in the Azov battalion wearing Nazi symbols on their uniforms. Needless to say, this is not fooling everyone.
President Zelensky asked about the crimes of the Nazis from the Azov battalion and shooting at prisoners of war. They are what they are. Zelensky also confirms that the Nazis officially serve in the Ukrainian army. The US supports the Nazi?
Fox, like the rest of the Western media, does not show the inconvenient truth, which was cut from the interview. Zelensky asked about the torture practiced by the Nazi Azov regiment, to which Zelensky replied, "They are what they are," a short answer that says a lot.
Regarding Azov Nazis, Zelensky says they are what they are, offers no explanation or remorse or expectation of any justice being done about latest Azov atrocities of prisoner of war torture and killings.
Zelensky also tried to justify supporting Azov by saying that the battalion has been defending its homeland. That's despite the fact that it's been indiscriminately attacking Donbass over the past 8 years. This is a region that, although it declared independence, Kiev considers it to be part of its own territory. Now, throughout that time, the Western media has largely turned a blind eye to the Azov battalion's atrocities, but right now, that's a bit harder to do. Like the brutal torture and murder of a young woman who lived in Mariupol. She was found with a swastika carved into her lifeless corpse. A warning, the following images you may find disturbing.
Да, это ответ на все вопросы о нацизме на Украине. Пластику у девушки и выжжено, и вырезано на шее.
Russia has since launched an investigation into that terrible crime. Now, probably the most important takeaway from what Zelensky said is the fact that this is one of the main reasons that Russia began its military operation in Ukraine in the first place, to denazify the Ukrainian government and Ukrainian armed forces. The Western media have long said that these people are just on the fringes of society, that Zelensky is Jewish, so there couldn't possibly be any neo-Nazis who have powerful positions in the armed forces or the government, but here we have it. The Ukrainian president basically verifying what Moscow has been saying this entire time.